Hello, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be looking at the Caro Kann defense. The Caro Kann defense goes e4 and c6. So, just a reminder before we get into this, the Caro Kann defense is very similar to the French defense. So, if you didn't already watch my French defense video, I'll put the link in the description. Watch that, and then come here. So, it goes e4 and it goes c6. Already white has a lot of options. You can go knight c3, you can go knight f3, um, or you can go d5, d4, and you can go c4. So I'm gonna start with c4. The main idea of c4 is to prevent black from playing d5, and this is a really good line. If you wanna do a deeper analysis of C4, all you have to do is go to chess.com and go to Explorer if you have the Diamond membership. So now you can play knight c3 or knight f3. So let's look at knight c3. And most common reply is d5 and knight f3. And this is a really common position in the Caro Kann because it's called two knights attack. And this is really good for people who want to stay away from traps and want to have a good game, or like they want to make it solid and they don't want to do anything aggressive. You just get the two knights, get the bishops, so get the bishops out, castle, blah blah blah. So that's what they want to do. And that's the two knights attack. And now we have d4. Okay, so d4 is the most popular move, and it's really famous too, because you do want to put the two pawns in the center, just like the French defense. Now, what they're gonna play is d5. They want us to play e5, and they want to play bishop f5. They want to get a good bishop. So, if you want to avoid that, you can play knight c3. And this is like the normal variation of the French defense. It's really solid. It's good, and it's the top choice for grandmasters. But you can risk it for the biscuit and play e5, or if you want to make it simple, you can just take the pawn, which is the exchange Caro Kann. You can also play knight d2, kind of like the French defense. The Tarrasch is kind of like the Tarrasch variation of the Caro Kann. It's not named Tarrasch, but it's kind of, instead of the c pawn, it's the e pawn. Now you have to play e5. Why? You want to close the position up, and your pawn is already in e5, so it's occupying a lot of squares. So that's what you want to do. Even though you allowed bishop f5, you can play a lot of moves. You can play h4, knight c3, knight f3. I'm gonna cover it all. So there's one opening trap here that every person who's black falls into this. So it's after h4. This is called the tall variation because Grandmaster Mikhail Tal plays this a lot. So h4. And now what? A lot of people will go h6 or h4 because of this trap. Let's say you just play normal stuff. Let's just say you play e6. This is really bad because you can play g4. and the bishop is just simply trapped. You can't take this pawn because it's guarded. You can't go back because of h5, and you can't go here. You can't go here because it's guarded. If you go bishop to e4, well, f3, and your bishop's just trapped. You have to sacrifice your bishop to one of your pawns, and you have a really good position. So, let's look at knight c3. I would recommend you play this because if you play h4, then they can just play h5, and they have like a really good position because of their dominant bishop. So I recommend going knight c3, and they're probably going to play e6. Boom. And now the best move here, according to Chess.com's database here, is g4. Why? You want to restrict the bishop forever going to f5, and you want to dope your knight. You want to go to knight f4, and you want to take the bishop and damage the pawn structure. That's the idea. So bishop g6. By the way, if you go bishop e4, there's knight takes and pawn takes, and you have a really terrible pawn structure, and you can like easily target this, and then this pawn is just gone. And white's up a pawn in move 8, and black's going to have a massive disadvantage. So that's why you don't go bishop e4. So you go here, and then here they have, and you have to play knight g2. The point is to go knight f4 and play bishop g2 castles. Yeah. And here they also have two main replies. They have c5 and they have f6. First you have to look at f6. f6, I recommend just go knight f4, attack the bishop, and if they go back, then play. So just dope your pieces. You don't have to play something like queen e2, even though it says it over here. Just dope your pieces and just castle. Dope your pieces, castle, and then go for the aggressive stuff. So, what if they go c5? They go c5. You have a couple options here too. You have bishop e3, which is also really good because after takes, and then you play knight takes, and then you have a really good position with the knights, with the two knights, and this knight's really good. So instead of bishop e3, you can play h4, which is also pretty good. And you might be asking, why am I analyzing this? Why am I analyzing this so deeply? Because you probably face this a lot. I'm not gonna lie. You're probably gonna face it. Probably gonna face this. Probably gonna face bishop f5 a lot, and you're probably gonna face e6. You're probably gonna face bishop g6. So that's why I'm analyzing this, because it's the most popular variation. And the reason why I don't like knight f3 in this move is because you block the queen, and so you can't play g4 anymore because it's just going to be a free pawn in your pin. So that's why I don't like knight f3. And if you just take, believe it or not, you're the one with the disadvantage because you don't have a central pawn. And black has a central pawn. So in the future, you can play something like e5, get dominant central control, and you're just better if you're black. So that's why I don't recommend taking. You can play something like knight c3, which is also pretty fine. And you have to follow these steps because you're probably gonna get all the things that I just mentioned. Bishop f5, knight c3, g6, h back, and then knight g2, and then c5 over here, blah blah blah. So that's the Caro Kann defense, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.